So we are at the moment we're not born as this kind of 8 realms, which is not free to practice, engage in Buddha's Dharma and even hear in the Dharma's teachings. So fortunately, we are today is not reborn these the 8 different categories of realms.
那我们是何许有幸呢？我们没有诞生在8种无暇，暇是有闲余的时间的意思。8无暇没有时间休息的场所或者是空间，我们虽然是没有诞生在那个地方，那我们有的是8有暇，我们不是8无暇，我们是8有暇。暇的时间就余裕的时间可以让心生活，所以我们是非常珍贵，没有出生在这种8无暇的这个恶劣的环境当中。
So these are just hair realm and hunger realm and animal realms and celestial or god realms, and another is those who are not practicing our Buddhism, and even that they are not hearing about Buddha's Dharma. So these kind of realms, and there is no any has been Buddhas and turned the teachings, and even we have not been as a deep or without any conceptions like it's a hearing and sighting and these kind of things problem. We don't have any problems of this. So we are fortunately free all these condition and realms as well.
那我们远离哪一种8种无暇呢？那么就是这个所谓的地狱、恶鬼、畜生、天人，然后但是在边地没有佛法的地方，然后但是在佛没有处事的地方，然后呢，你佛处事可是不说法的地方，然后你聋暗痴哑，就像器官残缺，眼睛看不到，耳朵听不见，这样就没有办法听见佛法。那这样的话就是8种无暇的状况，我们都没有，我们是8种无暇的，相反是8种有暇，所以没有这个8种暇。
So if we reborn is a hair realm and ghost realm and animal realms, then they are always indulging the sufferings of different sufferings, and there is no way to practice Dharma.
那如果你诞生在地狱恶鬼畜生道呢，你一直都在痛苦的煎熬跟迫害中，你根本没有时间去修行，没有空间，没有时间，没有心情去修持这种法。那因为你一直处于一种很极端的这种痛苦当中。
So even we reborn in the hair realms, just means gold realms, heaven we call. So gold realms, there is a long life. Life is very long, but they are always indulging the another activities. There's no time to practicing Dharma.
那即便你是诞生在天人，就是天神道，那你刚在天神，因为享受太完美了，因为无时不刻都在享乐当中。所以太乐的缘故，你没有时间，你不想去修持这个佛法，这也是一种无暇。
So there is another realm we call the without Buddha or darkness time, darkness realms. So if we reborn such as that, there is without Buddhas and Buddha's teachings words.
然后另外一个就是边地，就是没有佛法、没有佛处事的地方啊，一些国家这地方是没有佛法的，没有佛陀出现的，所以这些地方，就是你根本没有机会遇到佛法，更何况说要修持佛法。
So all these categories of we already free. So we rejoice ourselves as precious.
因为我们远离这8种无暇，我们去除8种有暇、有学历的时空，去修持这个佛法，所以叫做民族珍贵的暇满人生暇无虑。
Another we call is the 10 endowment. 10 endowment is 5 is self and 5 is others. So first we have to 10 circumstances also contained we have.
那另外呢，暇所讲到满就是10种圆满，一起加起来用18种暇满，8有暇10圆满。那10圆满可以分5个，5种，前面5种是自圆满，另外5种是他圆满。
So first is we are reborn as humans realm.
第 第一个自圆满，自己方面的圆满，就是我们能够生在人间。
And also not only in life as reborn in the human realm, but we as encounter the Dharma teachings and rely on the Dharma teachers.
那我们有生在人间第二种圆满自圆满，就是我们生在有佛法出世的时代，遇到佛法的老师。
So even though we have a Dharma teachers and receiving the teachings, but if we are not content our part of bodies, just we don't hear and cannot see all these kind of problems we have part of our bodies, then not chance to practice Dharma. But fortunately, we have all this sight and sensation, all conditions.
那我们就算是佛法出世。佛法出现，佛陀出世呢，都是有佛法在人间。可是如果你五官残缺不全，你残障的话，那你也没有机会去听闻、去看见这个佛法。所以我们现在五官齐全，各个器官都完美无缺，所以这个也是一种自己方面的其中一种圆满。
So if we are just all this kind of if we wrong views, we don't listen the teachings and we wrong view rather than practice and devote, then there's no chance to practice Dharma, but we have some suitable and we just concept or trust in Dharma rather than wrong view.
那么呢，另外一种自己方面的圆满就是我们没有这个邪见，邪见是不相信因果，不相信业力之间，我们都有这个邪见。我们对佛法有正知正见，然后对佛法有信心，所以这一种圆满是自圆满的另外一种。
So then if we have this, if we don't devote, don't fat basic on the wisdom towards Dharma, then there is no chance to practice. But today we have the faith to basic on the wisdom.
那么现在我们有这个具足信心的智慧，也就是我们对佛法有信心。那从信心当中呢，我们可以升起对佛法的这种智慧，这也是一种圆满。
These 5 categories of endued ourselves.
那这种5种圆满是自己方面的，所以叫做5种自圆满。
So others, if there is not Buddhas has been or there is no chance to practice, but the Lord Buddha has been to circumstances, but the Lord Buddha, even those masters and teachers, Dharma holders has been such as places we are live.
所以呢，这个第一种他圆满，5种他圆满的第一种就是说，这个时代不只是佛出世，乃是那些佛法的大德大师们、传承祖师、历代祖师们都一个一个的出现在这个世界上，所以这是一种第一种他圆满，他人方面的圆满。
Even those great masters and Buddhas has been nothing happened, not very nice, but they are giving the turn of Dharma teachings, and they are also showing us Dharma teachings.
然后另外，这个诸佛跟这个祖师大德不只是出现了，他们还转动这个法轮，向我们宣说佛法的奥义，这也是另外的他圆满的第二种。
So, if there is no exist the Dharma's teachings, there is no chance to practice Dharma, but there is Dharma teachings exist, and where we live this place, everywhere is Dharma's turn exist.
所以这个是有佛法出现的时代，不只是祖师大德出现，然后佛陀出现，然后他们转动法轮宣说佛的这个法要奥义，所以这个也是一种他圆满的其中一种另外一种。
So there, if even though the Buddhas, the teachers turn the Dharma, the Dharmas remain there. But if we do not practice or do not engage in the Dharma activities, there is nothing use. But there is practicing and studying as well.
那如果佛法出世了，佛的老师出世了，佛陀出世了。宣说法的要义，但是没有去修持，也是不成其为究竟。那我们现在有遇到佛法的老师，遇到佛陀出世，有佛法的模样，那我们自己愿意去信受奉行，去实践这个佛法，这个也是一种他圆满。
Then the compassion towards others, the kindness towards others. So this is the last one. So according the Dharma teachings, arising compassion to others.
然后另外一种呢，就是施以摄受，就是对老师方面的对我们呢慈悲的摄受，那愿意接受我们为他们的弟子，为他们的法脉传承，这样也是一种他人方面的对他一种他人的自度的。
So these are the total 18 endowments. These 18s we have, then we call it a precious of human body.
所以这5种他圆满，加上之前的5种自圆满，又或是10圆满，加上之前所讲的8种有暇，所以8有暇10圆满，加起来都叫做18种暇满，所以称其为暇满，难得人生暇满。
So now we are going to give the example of how too difficult to finding such as real precious such this human lecture of human body, given the examples here.
所以现在就给大家一个例子呢，告诉我们这个例子告诉我们说，这个暇满难得的人生是何等的弥足珍贵和难得稀有。
So the difficult to find in the human body is the causation and cause and content.
所以呢，这种就是难得的因缘获得佛法，难得去获得暇满难得人生，有它的因跟它的缘，难得的因跟殊胜的缘。
So now here says, Nyekitin the Adam Waranda. Nyekitin the Adam Waranda. This physical existence is difficult to find like an Odamwara flower.
然后第一句，那我们看到第11个根本颂的第一句，他说：“难得此身如昙花。”我们的这个身体呢，非常难得，就好像昙花一现那般的稍纵即逝。
So the Odamwara is one of the name of the flower. It's very rare to appear. So this is the giving the example.
所以昙花，大家都是昙花是很稀有的，所以有个词语叫昙花一现，一下子就失去了，那是非常的珍贵和难得。
So maybe it's after aeons years, then appear one Odamwaras in this earth.
据说那几千百万亿劫，这个昙花才会出现在这个世界一次，所以那是非常的稀有、珍贵、难得。
But meeting as encounter the Buddha's teaching and achieve a precious human body is more difficult than that.
但是呢，这个遇到佛法，有机会修持佛法，有珍贵暇满难得人生去修持佛法、人生法，来的比这个千万年一出现的这个昙花更加的难得、更珍贵。
One of the Nirvana Sutra says, the Odamwara flower is not grow up or not plant. It's not to grow up everywhere. Odamwara flowers, once at a time, they grow during the time of the Buddhas appear on the very fortunate eon. And this not grown everywhere, but this is a special, some specific ocean called the North, something like North Oceans. It's a kind of the oceans. It's very rare. There need to many circumstances and the conditions are together. Then once a time and once a special day, special occasions appears as a water flower. But achieving the human body is more difficult than.
大般涅盘经里面就告诉我们说，这个乌珠盘麻花或者是昙花的出现，需要一定的时节因缘，非常难的时节因缘。那千万年之贤佛贤劫，比如说我们这个劫有佛的时代才会出现，那需要一定的时间、空间的地点，然后呢各种时间凑合之下呢，吉祥的缘起，那要在北方的海水那一带呢，才会出现这个昙花。所以但是我们的这种殊胜难得人生的珍贵呢，来的比这个昙花一现更为稀有和难得。
So the time when the Buddha Shakyamunis appear in the world, and during the time of Buddha Shakyamunis turned of Dharma teachings, and after the Buddha Shakyamunis fell to Nirvana, these flowers become old.
那么呢，这个昙花呢会在什么时候出现呢？佛出世的时候，然后佛出转法轮的时候，然后佛入涅盘的时候，这个时候呢，他们这个昙花也跟着佛的时间因缘慢慢的成长、绽放，然后到最后枯萎而灭。
So another sutra I mentioned that it's very difficult to Buddhas came to the circumstances or world, and even more difficult to find them as a precious of human body. Therefore, we need to use it meaningful and virtually our precious of human life.
那在至于不经典说，我们拥有这个相当难得的人生，是比佛处世更加的稀有的珍贵。所以这样稀有珍贵的难得的相当人生，必须要善加利用它，用它来修持佛法，这样才不枉来人间一趟。那这样才能获得有意义、有目标的真正的相当难得的人生。
So once upon Buddha Shakyamuni, he mentioned to the Sharabuddha, humans of precious of human body is very difficult. Examples, there is all the world are covered by the water or oceans. So there is blind turtles under the ocean, and there are another piece of wood. They are pushed by the wind here and there. There is no way to sit in the one place. So the ocean, the turtle has no strength to find the piece of wood because it has a blind. Wooden has not written for the turtle because it is a wooden piece of wood. So these are the possible two turtles had in the piece of wood, but precious human body is more difficult than.
那么呢，佛就在这个经典告诉舍利佛说，那相反难得人生是怎么样的那么的珍贵呢？他说，这整个世界都是一片汪洋的话，汪洋里面有一块木板，木板上面有一个洞，这个木板就在这个大海中飘来飘去的，没有一定的方向，风吹哪里就飘在哪里。那大海中有一只野蛮的乌龟，它100年呢，还在把它的头伸出来。它百年伸出头的时候，要碰到这个时间因缘，那木板飘在它上面，然后它的头又伸出来，又穿插过这个洞的话，那一个难得的人生，就好像这样的一般的稀有难得的珍贵。
So here is make more joy that giving the example of quality of a precious human body says. Yet more the rewarding than the discovery of millions of precious gems.
所以呢，这边就告诉我们第2句话，第12句跟本颂，他说难得此生如昙花之后呢，那种难得的珍贵性乃至超胜万宝巨大义，就远远胜过你拥有这个百千万的这个金银珠宝，那个珍宝。都比不上你人生相难的人生如此这般的珍贵的难得。
So usually in words of noble, Egyptian noble, there's no any exactly way to translate in English. There maybe there says gem or jewel or something like that. Chinese I think rib or something like that. But this noble is something I believe there's the wish fulfilled. They're given the blessing of a wish fulfilled. Whatever you wish, they were given you accomplished your wishes. So it calls noble. So there's 100,000 nobles you can get, but human precious body is more than that.
那这个翻译成就是 noble 藏文，那藏文意思是珍宝。那翻译成中文是如满愿如意宝，你想要得到什么就可以得到，心想事成是珍宝。那么多百千万的珍贵的金银珠宝，都是如意满愿宝。但是我们的人生是来的比这所有的满愿如意宝呢，更来的都更为殊胜、稀有和难得、更珍贵。
If you get in the noble or these jewels, might you accomplish some wishes or certain in this life, but nobles cannot give you a complete for the next life. So we are just getting a precious human body or human life. So we can get we can fulfill for not only this life, but also we can get in the achieve our wishes for next life as well.
那这么许许多多的奇珍珠宝，这么许多的如意满愿宝，它可以满足的只是你这一生的愿望，它可以让你这一生这一世心想事成而已。对来生的果证、来生的果报福报呢，它根本无法帮你满愿的。但是如果你有这暇满难得的人生的话，这一世你不只能够承办佛道，乃至下一世的解脱，你也都胜券在手，紧紧的掌握在自己的手中。所以这个暇满难得人生是如此这般的，比如意满愿宝更为珍贵、稀有和难得。
So, in order to get enlightened or liberate this mind, the precious human body is the best body of achieving all these circumstances. On the other hand, another animal or another realm's sentient being's body is there no way to achieve liberate or enlightenment.
所以唯有人的身体呢，具足这暇满人生的种种条件跟善好的因缘。那其他的物种或者其他的道的众生呢，是没有资格或者没有条件去拥有乃至于获得这个暇满难得的人的身体，这种暇满难得的人生。
If we make effort, if really we make effort and practice diligently, and then there is a chance to achieve enlightenment within the life.
如果你认真的努力、精进不懈的用功修道的话，乃至于在这一生承办佛道、继生成就，也是非常有可能的事情。
That's why the Buddha always reminds us to rejoice our purchase of human body and take the advantage and using it meaningful and useful.
所以佛陀就告诫我们说，要随喜，要对我们自己拥有现在善好的暇满人生呢，感到随喜跟赞叹，要为这种善好的因缘条件感到高兴跟喜悦。
So here, now talk about that's why the reasons of take advantage of human purchase of human life.
所以呢，就是要好的善用，让这个暇满难得人生呢，获得很好的应用，去发挥它的功用，那就过有意义的人生。
Why we should take advantage? Because Shininanda Shindanyitkavi, to find opportunity like this again in the future will be difficult indeed.
为什么要善用现在的难得的暇满人生？因为呢，下一句讲到未来极其难得故，以后要再找回同样的暇满难得人生，可说是非常非常不容易的，非常非常难。
So, might we achieve in the human's body and might we reborn as humans, but every eating kind of things endowed, all these categories are more difficult.
所以呢，如果人生来的跟其他物种、其他的道众生比较起来的话，那要他们获得这个暇满难得的人生是更加的不可思议，更加的稀有和难得，更加的非常非常的困难。
So the way of to Bodhisattva says, the purchase of human body or lectures is very difficult to find. When you got the purchase of human body, when we achieve such as a precious human body, and if we do not use it meaningfully, if we do not take the advantage, then in the future we are difficult to find again such as a purchase of human body.
所以在入菩萨行论里面，吉田菩萨就告诉我们说，暇满难得人生极其珍贵、难得和稀有。如果不善加以运用，在此生你拥有的时候不善加以应用，用它来好好修行的话，一旦失去了这个暇满难得人生呢，就非常非常难的去重新获得。所以因为容易失去， 极其珍贵容易失去的缘故，所以当下就好好的把握这个暇满人的人生，去利用它来做，好好的去做佛法上的经济用途和修持。
So we are purchaser of a human body is just like a boat. So the sufferings of oceans, we take the boat and cross to the sufferings of ocean.
这个轮回就好像一片苦海，那人生暇满人的人生宝就好像一艘船，我们必须要用这艘船从此岸渡到彼岸中去，这样才是所谓的涅槃或者说解脱。
So it's very difficult to find as a greater boat like human's body. So when you get the boat, we must cross the ocean of samsara.
这一艘宝船，叫暇满人的人生宝的宝船，一旦失去就很难再找到，一开始就根本很难找到，所以要好好的善用这艘船，从轮回的此岸过渡到涅槃解脱的彼岸。
Then the final, then advice, His Holiness advice that says, so don't let it pass without completion the highest of all beings.
所以呢，这篇法文就告诉我们说，第四句第10个根本中的第4句，寻求解脱莫懒莫闲懒莫懒散，就不要再懒懒散散了，不要再偷懒了，不要再懒惰了，不要再懈怠了，赶快的去努力的下定决心去好好的修持佛法，寻求解脱吧。
So those who really wish to liberate within the mind, and those who wish to free from sufferings and achieve ultimate happiness, so it's really do not delay the time or do not sit back the time to practice and our time to take advantage.
所以那些想要精进于佛道上的修持证悟解脱的人呢，就是不要再浪费时间了，不要再等，当下就立刻要去好好的去修持佛法，把佛法修持起来，不要再蹉跎这个岁月，不要等待，当下就要立刻的去行动起来。
So then this is the first for reversal attitude. So then we know that all these qualities and all we have and all we got opportunity. So we should rejoice ourselves and we just meditate on these couple of minutes.
所以这个就是转心思法的第一法，第一个，也就是自共加行的第一加行。那我们必须要对这个暇满人的人生感到尽心感恩，然后呢，觉得自己是何其的有幸能够具足暇满人的人生，必须对自加以禅修跟思维。
So I think after we do meditation on this difficult, but no, we just a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes, we just meditate and you just rejoice. And if we don't have circumstances, we don't have opportunity like this. So we have all these kind of things. Then rejoice yourself and just meditate for 3 minutes on this subject.
下来我们必须要稍微打坐一下，然后去观修一下，我们已经获得了难得暇满难得的这个人生是何其的稀有难得珍贵，然后也容易失去，非常难得到，但是容易失去，所以我们对这种珍贵性呢，要感到庆幸、感恩、随喜，所以我们升起这种感恩难遇的这种思维跟感怀，那借此来作为3分钟的。
These are the preliminary teachings we are studying now, we are practicing now. Not only just the talk, just we are engaging the activities or physically together. So as I mentioned before, together virtue is more powerful than. So she asked how to multiply our virtues. One thing is, in order to multiply our virtues, together is more powerful. So we are even think about this something like precious human body, meditate for a while. This virtue is very vast.
所以刚才一位师姐问到说，要怎么样使我们的功德倍增，对不对？那就是说，我们在这里共修力量，我们修的是加行嘛，第一加行，人生殊胜暇满难得。那 这样共修力量就能够使我们的功德增上，大家都得到一起共修的整体的力量跟他的这个功德，所以共修好过一个人独修，所以常常共修的话，就会增强我们增强我们佛上的功德跟受用。
When you do in the preliminary this morning also we pray when you pray these kind of things, every time you just read these words and it's not exactly words but its meanings are same. When you read this, just meditate for while for a few minutes. If you have a time, just more meditate all these 4 categories. Then really you will be established strong enough to practice in the high Mahamudra or Dzogchen or whatever.
所以今天早上我们念这个课前念诵这些祈请文，对不对？然后我们念的时候，不只是嘴巴念念而已，而是要身体力行去感同身受一下。然后念的时候，我们稍微的静坐下来，去打坐，去思维它里面的内容所讲的是什么，去身体，去用我们的整个身心呢，去体会一下它描述的境界是什么。这企业文要告诉我们说，我们在念的是什么。这样的话呢，就能够为我们以后进修这个大手印啊、大圆满啊、大中观这些东西呢，打好很好的基础。这样的话，以后你就进去这个起修这大手印、大圆满的话，自然就会水到渠成啊，事半功倍这样子。
No, just you read by yourself and says Nyetki Tendo Adam Wara and Norum Bamil Happy Tondid Shini in the Shindanika with Tunchin Dama Dabla Mayer to read these 4 lines and then set meditate for meditation. Like you do this kind of thing not necessary. Just you sitting as 7 postures as much as you can. If you can't, doesn't matter. Just relaxedly you do whatever gesture like this or the relaxation gesture, no matter.
现在呢，等一下呢，你们每一个人都在心中默念这一句话，也就是说，这个难得此生如昙花，超胜万宝具大义，未来极其难得故，寻求解脱莫难闪。念3遍，念3遍之后就做好你自己挺直我们脊椎骨。如果懂得，比如真的佛气质静坐法，就用了气质静坐法；不会的话，把身心放松，把手放在膝盖上，然后去观修，去思维你刚才读过的这4句话里面的内容是什么，然后感到为自己所获得的下半人生感到感恩、随喜、赞叹和庆幸。
Okay. 3 minutes, it's enough, so we don't have more time. We
3
have.
分钟就够，因为没有太多的时间了。
So now we have a great precious of human body, and we rejoice ourselves, and we understand all these kind of things. So if really everyone education like this, then there's no way to really something happen to this world. There's no way to happen like this. So this is really good to practice in and contemplate in meditation. So it's very good, great.
那我们今后的香满南的人生，再加上进行对这个香满南的人生的观修，然后感到信心啊、感恩啊、学习赞叹这些话，那这样的肯定就是世界太平，这个世界不会所谓的战乱跟烦恼的忧愁都不会出现的。所以偶尔抽一下时间去观修，做这个释迦行的第一个思维香满南的人生，借此感到感恩学习，那是非常非常重要的功课。
So in the tradition, many great masters, so each part of the sections, they meditate for year and year, and then after all, your mind turn from the certain things, and your mind training by these kind of things, then they will give your initiation or empowerment or giving the teachings. So these are the very required in the past many great masters. So today we just talk and we're just doing little, but this is also it's much better than nothing do.
那你要知道，过去往昔的大师、祖师大德们呢，他们听到一句话呢，他们就会对之禅修观想，好几年，然后过后才获得上师的许可之后，才可以灌顶，才可以加持，才可以其他的这个口诀。那今天我们短短时间里面都会听到就禅修3分钟。这是有生以不错的修持了，所以也要感到非常的随喜。
Just let you know these are the very important. This is just for example. So remind you in the future as much as you can practice each of these.
所以这4加行各个加行都是非常重要的，要告诉自己这是非常重要的加行，所以无时不刻的一直回到这边，回想起这边呢，有时间就修一修，做一做。这样对自己的打好的基础功夫是非常的有帮助的。
So then the second thing is impermanent. Sometimes people don't like to meditate on impermanent. They say impermanent given more sufferings or just sometimes criticize on Buddhists. They say their own emphasis on the impermanent, and they just meditate on this. This is a pessimistic way, something like that. But the reality is not that. In order to really understand, then we have to know impermanent. If we more practice and more meditate on impermanent, when there's certain things happen, we can face easily, and we understand all these kind of things. We don't need to ask them. We don't need to just find the solution. We just understand easily, and we can take every situation or difficult circumstances easily with mind trained by the impermanence.
那很多人就不想对这个第二个我们要讲下来就要讲无常。那很多人说，哎呀，不想讲无常，无常像很悲观的消极的样子，讲到无常就人就觉得提不起精神来，觉得非常的忧愁苦恼。那很多认为佛教徒是消极悲观，每天讲这个无常是的。那其实不是这样子的，因为如果你准备好去接受无常的话呢，一旦有什么事情发生的话，你就更能，你不会太过的慌忙或者焦急、不知所措。你已经准备好去面对这一切的话，你的心情是非常平和、稳定的、安和自在的，所以你已经做好了这个战略的心理准备。那你面对一切的时候，自然就会不需要花费那么多的时间跟精力呢去忧愁苦恼，能够以一种平和、稳定的、安详自在的心态去面对它，接受它，然后放下它。
So every Buddha's teachings like this. Here also the talk about, he taught about precious human body is very difficult to find such as a great thing. That's why we understand, we take advantage, because these are not permanent, these are impermanent. We don't know Lord, death is when come. We don't know tomorrow and death is which one is first. So we must understand. Then the Buddha, every teaching is like a Buddha says, the death is coming, but he just death is coming. He didn't teach another how do we use the precious human body. Then it's very difficult. But no, he just warning us death, and then how do we practice and how do we use in the meaning way and take advantage. Same as the suffering. Also he says, we have a suffering, human bodies have, human beings have suffering, categories of suffering, but their way to remove the suffering, their way to free from suffering. He talked and he just talked, meanwhile he just the method and the skillfuls together. This is only the teachings of Lord Buddha.
所以呢，关于到这个死亡和无常的这一方面呢，那我们说的死神，那无时无刻都可能降临在任何人的这个身上。句句话就告诉我们说，明天和死亡不知道哪一个会先来。所以我们这个珍贵享满难得人生呢，是不容易得到，但是换句话来说，却很容易的失去了，稍纵即逝。因为我们不知道无常和死亡什么时候会降临。但可是如果佛陀跟我们讲死亡啊、无常这样的话，没有给我们解决的方法的话，那就是消极悲观。可是不是，佛陀告诉我们死亡随时会降临，可是他告诉我们另外一个方法去面对它。就是要善用我们的享满难得的人生，用来修持佛法，心心不懈，不要再懒惰，不要再懈怠，这是方法。佛陀告诉我们苦，可是苦有习灭的时候，然后有灭苦之道。我们只要努力修持灭苦之道，就能把苦习灭。那我们努力的去修持面对死亡跟无常之道，就是善用人生来修持佛法。这个也就是对治之道。所以佛陀不只是告诉我们苦无常。死亡，而是告诉我们解决苦无常死亡的积极的正面的答案和方法。所以这个就是佛陀的智慧高超非凡的地方。
So now here says, Chivdagdachinam Kitondrava, Chivdagdachinam Kitondrava, our great enemy, the Lord Death, arrives like lightning from the sky.
好，下来就是说呢，第11个根本颂。始祖大敌如暴雷，那就是随意不知何时到。
So all the sentient beings or human beings, everyone who live in this world, they will die or they will pass. No one's remained as a permanent.
所以每个人有生，每个众生，每个人有生就必有死。没有一个是例外的。
The life is always decreasing. There's no way to increase our life.
生命的寿元能量一直在递减，一直在减弱当中，没有办法去延长你自己的这个时间。
So the death is a certain things. When certain things come in, there's cannot protected by our friend or families, nobody. If we have a power, we have a wealth, there's nothing can do, Lord, death is coming.
当死神降临的时候呢，你有再多的亲朋戚友、眷属，你有再多的这个财产富贵，你有再多的这个位高权重的，一点帮助都没有。世界上一切的所有的事物、人事物，没有一个在死亡的时候能够帮得上你的忙。
No matter you have a power of the occupied the whole world, or your possession of the high power of your king or your official, no matter, there's nothing can protect you.
即便你是富可敌国，你是全世界最有能量、最有财富、最有权力的人这一点点的东西，对你的死亡来说一点帮助都没有。
So it's like here's giving the example of the lightning from the sky. Lightning is just come suddenly, and there's nobody predict.
但就是以这个暴雷、闪电来作为一个比喻，当闪电、暴雷发生在天空的时候，永远不知道它几时突然间就出现了，没有给你预警预报的。
Nirvana Sutra said that long life, but sooner or later we die.
这大般涅槃经告诉我们，即便你有再长的寿命，你还是难免一死，最后还是难免一死。
So this, if we understand of this death or impermanent, then we arise in another Buddhista or compassion or all the other virtuous qualities arising automatically.
当你一直意念到死亡无常这些哲理的时候呢，你的这个大悲心、慈悲心、菩提心就很容易的升起，佛法的品质、特质跟功能就会容易在你生命中滋长出来。
There is some circumstances interdependent or independent each other. There is a death, there is a birth, there is a gathering, there is a separate. So how many years you live, no matter the end, the death coming, you must go.
在这缘起的法则之下。 在因缘的聚散之下呢，有生必有死，有聚必有散，崇高必堕落。所以不管你活得再多、再久、再好，你始终难免一死，死亡一定会降临在你的身上。
So there's many great masters and the Lord Buddhas, and also they have been this world, but after they're showing the impermanent and they are passed to parinirvana.
那许多的大师、祖师大德，包括佛陀本人，他们来到这个世界上，也为我们实现了路面，实现了极面之道，他们也都走了，没有人留下。
So as I mentioned before, the age of the death, the age is always decreasing. The minds, the dead by dead, mind by mind, year by year, the decreasing is there is no way to increase.
人类的寿命的期限是越来越短，越来越短，我们没有办法增强我们的寿命的这个期限。
So the Vidya says, how much you powerful or what kind of protectors do you have when the dead come? They cannot protect you, and you no way to hide in or no way to escape.
那这一个涅槃这个。经典里面告诉我们说，那不管你修的是什么护法，不管你多大的保镖，不管你多少的财富，这些东西、这些人、这些护法，通通有一个能够保护的人。当时神降临在身上说。
So we know that sooner or later or something's death is coming. Then the second we just contemplate or meditate in that there is many causation of the cause of death. There is many things cause to the death.
那我们要观修死亡无常，怎么样观呢？是观想说很多的因缘条件呢，能够让我们一下子就离开这个世界，很多的因缘是这样。
That's why it says nobody can predict when and where strike next.
那就是说，这根本颂的再来一句。随意不知何时到，没有人能够知道几时会降临，几时会发生。
We cannot predict. We cannot confident that tomorrow we live, or we definitely surely we live after the hours.
那甚至明天或者几个小时的时候，我们知道我们是否还能好好的活着。
So we always just suppose, or we are just optimism that we live alone or something like that. We didn't. Preparation for the something happen.
那我们总是非常乐观的期待说我们会活下去，所以我们对这个即将来临的死亡从来没有好好的做过准备。
So the old world and inner world, everything there is no any existence and no any remind as permanent. Everything is no matter human or no matter the things or everything's impermanent.
所以我们说一切的一切，人啊、非人啊、情气世间啊，一切的一切都是在无常的法则的牢牢的控制之下。
So more emphasis on the impermanent meditations on the words of my perfect teachers. They are more given the example of outward and noble beings and many things given you example of training your mind by impermanent meditations.
如果大家看这个85年不缺的这个普学上师言教的话，里面有很多弟子，包括圣人，包括天人等等的小故事，告诉我们说，这个无常如何去观视无常，以及死亡。
So then we don't need to more emphasis on the death and just you understand roughly, and if you practice as I mentioned before, you should read the words of my perfect teacher, and then so we sooner or later death is coming. Then what kind of we should do, or what kind of we have to preparations for that? Now we are talking about this.
那关于死亡无常是不必说那么多，那各位可以回去读这个普贤上师言教。那下一个就要说，既然死亡无常是必须会来到的，是无法预测的，那我们应该怎么做好下一步的准备呢？我们应该怎样做一些修持的功夫呢？下一个就会提到这一点。
That's why he says, "Lo dang dabar dopi lomi tata get you the reverence." So you can. So you can ill afford to enter within the month or even a years. No, right now is the time for virtuous Dharma practice.
所以呢，下一步呢，他就在这边提到说，就是说众生业果无空耗，所以你必须要好好的把握你仅有的时光，用它来做佛法的修持。不能再蹉跎或者浪费的岁月了。
So as I mentioned before, we can't carry any things within us, and we can't protect by anybody's, but one things we carry by ourselves.
那我们什么呢？什么都带不走，唯有业随身。那死亡发生的时候，无常到来的时候，唯有我们的业是跟着我们跑的，跟着我们走的。
So if we practice, we doing virtuous things, then karmas never, cheating or used its up. So the master practice in Dharma is with us forever.
那如果你修持认真努力精进修持佛法，或者佛法上的体悟正量的话，那因果业力不会欺骗你的，不会辜负你的。 因为他们就是对自己的好朋友，而不是你的敌人，所以对这点我们要确实的认知。
One of the sutra of the advice king sutra mentioned the time of the the time of death arrived, the king go. That time, wealth, friend, every possessions cannot protect her. Whatever where go the persons, the karma is just with the shadow and the body, always with you.
所以，即使是你是位高权重的一国之主，跟国王或者元首，那死亡降临的时候，你的权势、你的亲朋戚友、你的金银珠宝、你的位高权重，一点忙都帮不上忙，一点也帮不上忙。那唯有业随身，唯有你的业力如影随形般，好像影子一般的跟着你跑，所以能够带走的就是你的业而已，其他的就是跟着带着走的，对你来说一点帮助都没有。
So we cannot say tomorrow we will practice Dharma, or next year we will practice with something like that. We can't delay. So in the past, the masters, those masters, they always practice on the meditation on impermanent. When they go to sleep, they each other's greeting and says, "We don't know meeting again tomorrow, but if we meet, something like that." Also, their preparations for things, something like that, or they always emphasize on the practicing impermanent. And the great master of Milarepa, he also mentioned that. Are scared to death, that's why I ran to the cave, and no, I lost the scare of death. That means he accomplished of certain things, and then after we losing the scare of death, we must practicing on it.
那所以这个法堂派的大师呢，都是关心这个无常，关心这个死亡的，对因果业力的法则认为是真实不虚的，他们有深深的这个体悟。 当他们遇到对方的时候呢，要睡觉前想说，明天不知道还会再见吗？ 所以他们就跟互相说珍重道别。那塔拉巴大师是如此的观修死亡无常，是那么的器重这样的一种修法。那密勒日巴大师就告诉我们说，他一直在逃避死亡的无常，一直躲在山洞里面，一直到有一天他了悟到说，死亡跟无常是不需要去恐惧的。当他毫无恐惧的直视面对死亡的真实面目的时候，他就从生死无常中得到了解脱的真悟。
So now it's meditate on this also 3 minutes and read the words and then just meditate on.
所以第12个根本颂，我们就念诵他的文句，然后等下花3分钟时间去观修。他的文字是这样的：众生业果无空耗，感意所使不可改，如今有言之在此，自偏自己，何者救？然后念了3遍之后呢，修持3分钟。
Okay. So, so now while you're fortunate enough having some influence, if you still insist to deceiving yourself, who will protect you? Now the 1, 2, 3, right? Third one is we call it cause and effect of all this thing.
那三个我们叫做第三个是因果业力啊。
So first we talk about what is cause and effect, and then result, and then we talk about how to abandon and how to accept practice.
那我们首先要知道什么叫做因，然后什么叫做果，然后我们下来知道什么何者须取，何者须舍，也就是说应该要做什么对的事，应该要避免什么错的事。
So here says Lijian Liji, for all beings actions will not go to waste. This sentence showing the actions.
那么呢，其实我们刚才已经念过这个，那是第12个跟着颂。众生业果无空耗，感应熟时不可改，就是众生业果是真实不虚的。那报应出现的时候呢，它是无法被改变或者被逆转的。
Then the periods where we contemplate or meditate on the difficult to find in the precious human body, and then second is impermanent. So now we understand all these things, and then we must know what kind of cause and what kind of actions make these conditions.
然后呢，之前我们第一个就是观修人生相难，第二个观修无常死亡。第三个就是观修因果业力的真实不虚。那何者为因？何者的因遇到怎么样的缘会结出怎么样的果？我们都必须要知道的清清楚楚。因为它是真实不虚的，不能够被怎么说不真实不虚的，不希望的。
So there's usually with 10 actions or 10 virtues or 10 non-virtues. So virtues can make positive actions, and non-virtues causes of reborn in the another lower realms, and make negative actions as well.
所以呢，这个善业呢，有分善跟恶两种。那一般所称的十善，反过来就是12业，有10种恶或者10种善，应该要努力的去做出修10善，并且努力避免去做修这个10种恶业。所以这个就是我们业力的因果，这个因果果报呢，我们都在这个善和恶的分别当中，有分为2个，10善跟12，10善的反面就是12。
So here, just we know what is the kind of make non-virtuous, and what is kind of make virtuous things by doing the physically. So these are 10 virtues by doing by the mind, speech, body.
所以呢，这个10善或者说12可以分为身口意的3种。首先谈身体方面的3种恶业或者3种善业是什么？
So the first is killing and taking, the not giving, and the misconduct sexual, and these are doing by the body.
身体所造作的恶业，第一个是杀生，第二个就是偷盗，第三个就是邪淫。
So telling the lie, and also talking. It's a kind of lie, but it's what we say, trauma. It's yes, still harsh words, and also talking something. This person saw that person saw something bad things to send message or something like that, bad message to something.
然后口业的有4种，就是妄语讲骗话，就是恶口出业的语言来对待别人啊，绮语讲这些言不及义的花言巧语，然后妄语恶口绮语，然后挑拨离间，2时跟对方讲普通话，挑拨离间，然后让别人对其他人产生敌意，或者让人家离开。所以这4种就是口语方面所造作的恶业，身体的3种，嘴巴的4种。
So these are three by mind, negative actions, just the wrong view, and also the harm motivation, and all these three.
那么呢，3种由心最后的去造作的恶业，就是邪见、嗔心跟这个无明意识，这3种。
So this, if we abound in this kind of things, they we call virtues. We indulge or we engage in these activities that we call non-virtues.
不去做这10种恶，就叫做10善；去做这10种恶的话，就叫12。
So then there is a cause and if we doing something accumulate great merit or doing the virtuous things, then the result is also great. We have great. So according the Buddhist, we believe something like after death, after life, or life after death, or whatever, say reincarnation. All these things are doing by the actions and doing by the effort.
那么一般我们相信说，行善就会得乐果，行恶的话就会得到苦果。那这个善恶的业报会延伸到我们的时候，那一直到甚至世都延续下来。所以我们相信有这个所谓的来世来世。所以就这一点的话呢，对我们的因果业力呢，要非常的戒慎惶恐，要谨慎我们的言行，要注重这方面的因果报应。
So every day we just practicing and we try to avoid in the circumstances, especially the mental negative things are very difficult to understand and be over. So we check about our mind, especially the wrong view and the harm thought as very difficult to recognize.
那么呢，个人在心方面所造作的恶。比如说有没有邪见啊，然后有没有害人的嗔恚心啊，这个嗔心啊的这个，我们很难去觉察，所以我们必须要好好的审视自己内心，看看有没有这个贪嗔痴方面的烦恼跟这个恶。
So if we wrap in something like causations, there are no avoid. It's difficult to avoid in things. So doing something. In order to dispel something negative actions in our next life, and even though we have sometimes people who do not engage any negative actions in this life, but they have always something always meeting the unfortunate and many obstacles come their life. So these are the obviously accumulate in their previous action. And the bad karma or something like that.
所以你看到有些好人善人呢，他今生从来都没有做过坏事，他是个好人一个，做很多好事，可是偏偏就是运气很差，做什么都不顺利，很多的好不好的事情降临在他的身上，就是代表说他过去的恶业在这一世能得到了果报的承受，所以这一世过得很不顺心，很不顺利。这证明说的因果业力得到善事，也就是说在这一生你做的事情，就在这一世得到因果，得到报应，就是通善事。
So some people have a lot of illness and they have always sick and always getting the problem or physically. So these are the result of in their previous life killed the animal or killed something beings. This cause happened in their life. So each non-virtuous has something, a result and a causation. But we don't need to talk detailedly everything.
而且有些人如果是生病的话，那非常的多，一直生病生不好，身体很差，那可能在前世造作一些杀生的业，然后这一世感的短命或者健康很差的这种果报。所以关于种什么因得什么果。行什么善行什么会得到怎样的果报呢？这个关于有关的事情，请各位去看一些佛书嘛，看这个佛学上是有教，这里就不多说了。
So the advice on the abundant accepted. That's why he says Naman Toda Vapsi Jusmit and yes. for beings' actions will not go to waste, but will bear fruit. And when karma rippens, there's no way to change its outcome.
所以呢，当业果出现的时候，业果成熟的时候，没有人你逃不了，没有东西可以影响不了，没有东西可以改变不了，逃也逃不了。所以这个时候你不要让戒身的惶恐。现在有机会、有时间、有香门兰的人修行的时候，你何不趁这个时候好好的用功努力下来？
That's why today we have a great opportunity to practice, chance to getting the chance to practice in Dharma and listen the Buddha's words. This also something in our previous good karmas happened at moment. So take this opportunity continually and doing some virtues more and practice more and accumulate merit more and more. Within the life we cannot liberate, but after the life or within the intermediate stage we must achieve enlightenment. So this is in our hand at the moment.
所以我们今天共聚一堂，有机会共享佛法的喜悦，然后讨论佛法，然后听闻佛法的教授，这也就是我们前世前生所累积的善的因缘所感得的这个良好的条件跟福德因缘。那这样的话，我们也好好的珍惜，让我们的功德再次的越累积越多，越做越好。然后功德增长到不可思议的时候，那佛法的功夫修行自然就更上一层楼。所以，即便今生我们不能够解脱跟证悟，到死的时候，中阴身也有可能获得证悟，或者在不久的来生来世，也就获得，也绝对能够获得解脱跟证悟。所以这一点大家要记住绝对的事情。
So here Tartakardarawa Yoti in the Rangarani Rinasi. So now while you are fortunate enough have some influence, if you still insist to deceive yourself, who will protect you?
所以这边说，如今有缘自在，只见你有缘，你感到自在，你有个香满人的人生，那你为什么要骗自己呢？如果你自己骗自己的话，懈怠懒惰的话，那就没有人能够救得了你。所以这个自骗自己何者救？
Well, Bodhisattva says, Dundri Tarvanyekirna, how we achieve a fortunate human body such as this, if we do not practice virtues and practice dharmas, then there is no any deceiving such as this, and there is no way such a foolish of like this.
那入菩萨实证告诉我们说，如今已经获得了暇满难得的人生，如果没有利用这个暇满人生之宝来好好的去精进修行佛法的话，那没有这个比这更卑劣的自欺欺人的行为了，没有比这更愚昧愚蠢的行为了。
So we understand, and if you want to more practice and study, then as I mentioned before, I recommend you to go read the words of my perfect teachers. There's more detail about these things.
如果要更进一步了解有关详情的话，请读这个普贤上师演讲，就如之前所说的。
So then contemplate this and put the meditation
然后
on.
现在呢，重读这个颂文3遍，然后随之入境观修。
So why I'm doing here, I like to do homework when I study. I do homework in the class. So this is actually my homework. I just talk you and I said do meditation in your home, but we do homework together. It's better.
教堂里上课的时候，老师一边讲一边教你做作业簿，对不对？今天现在下来的关系是各位的作业簿的功课，老师讲理论，各位去做功课。
So we have to look at okay. Then read words by mind and then meditate for 3 minutes.
用默读的文句，然后思维当中的意识，然后当中的一情一意的加以思维禅观，3分钟。
So last one is the fault of serpents.
那下来呢，就是轮回过患以及轮回诸苦。
So here is actually they literally go each realm's kind of sufferings and think about their suffering and all the 6 realm and other realms suffering, but we don't have time. That's roughly just all this. Think about if we have something like reborn in the here realm, or how much sufferings we have. That's why every cycle existence within the samsara, there is no way to without suffering.
那本来的观修的方法是你要去到，你要到上去去每一道众生的苦难，地狱恶鬼畜生、人、修罗、天人的人，你都要去身历其境，感同身受去知道、去感知到他们的痛苦和烦恼。但是我们今天没有机会这么做。那唯有你想到，如果你今天堕落到第一道中去的话，你会承受怎样的这种苦难，怎样的痛苦会领受到？去思维一下。那也就是说，轮回的每一个角落、每一道的众生、每一个人、每一个个体，无一不是生活在痛苦煎熬之中。每一个众生都是苦，每一个道都是苦。
So when you have a time, just imagine the suffering of here realms, and you reborn in the here realms. Just try to bear such sufferings, and after you realize you are not there, then you rejoice yourself, and you must doing some things in order to bind to reborn as a here realms. So we should meditate all these kind of things, each realms.
所以有时间的话，你先从地狱的苦去观修开始，然后观修，如果你堕落到地狱道中去的话，你会承受怎样的煎迫、煎熬的这个苦难？然后你会感到心里说：“原来我没有在地狱里面，我是何其的有幸，没有堕落到地狱道中去。”然后接下来是恶鬼道里面去观修，然后畜生道去观修，人道、天道、阿修罗道一一的去观修，去感同身受，身历其境，去感受一下他们的苦难，他们的这个痛苦。这个就是这一段的根本颂的观修的方式。
So here it says, "Zokkan ko dingar shep chaganam jamba zamji war for you nina grind the kilism don which gender yirang la tumu voice. If merely think about the samsaras, various sufferings which can unbearably intense cause you to ask yourself, what will it be like when body and mind actually undergo those countless form of dukkha?"
所以下来第13段的这个第3个根本颂是这样念的：男人轮回苦，虽然念不知看哪去，众苦逼迫身心时，成为如何自思量。
So sometimes we have the wheel of the 6 realms. There is a wheel of 6 realms. We have seen the gate of the temples. So we just today we have lots of things, They go to internet and see this such as beings are suffering by the torture, and then image and taking their sufferings to you. And sometimes try to meditate on the taking and giving your virtuous thing and your happiness to the giving others, and others' sufferings just taken by yourself, and just meditate on why all these kind of things should be training your mind.
那大家有看过西藏人的卫生使徒，一个阎魔王拿着一个轮回的盘子，对不对？那么西藏的佛教的一种解说轮回的因果念力的方式，6道众生的苦难你可以在那里看到。然后呢，今天我们在网上有各种各样的便利，你谷歌一下，你要知道动物的所受的苦难是什么，打开谷歌YouTube去看一下，就知道是承受多么大的这个痛苦。都可以非常的方便。那各位可以修这个自他交换，或者是把自己的快乐呢，通过呼吸，把自己的快乐布施给所有的众生。所有众生苦难，通过吸气，都由我一个人来承担。做这样的这种吸气跟呼气、付出跟领受的这种禅修，对自己修行会有莫大的帮助。
So now go into this meditate for 3 minutes, and you within the 3 minutes go every realms and to see their sufferings, and then after back you rejoice yourself. You're here in human realm and go to such as a purchase of human life.
一直翻过第三个本色，然后花3分钟比如说去到6道那边呢，就是1分钟去2个道，就是去到那边去领受一下他们的，感知一下他们所受的苦难跟这个烦恼，然后去身临其境感同身受，然后回过头来就，我是多么的幸运啊！我拥有这个香满难的人生，我不必在这里受苦受难，所以借此来做我们的这个3分钟的观修。
Yeah. How is it? You want? Sometimes we really just talk detailedly each realm's suffering and talk about beings like a thing, and then meditate. But it's easy. You can read the book and then you can practice in some time when you have time.
如果有时间的话，可以看一些佛书，看一些这个关于6道轮回的解说的书，然后一个一个的有时间的话，每一个道去一下，去观修那边他们的苦难，去感同身受一下，那个也可以的。
So now we just talk about altar preliminaries. So these are the very important, as I mentioned before, the preliminary teachings. So usually they mention the Chinese says Wujiaxin, right? Wujiaxin, but these are the more important than Wujiaxin. Maybe you doing something Wujiaxin, you just doing action or something like that. But as I mentioned before, we need our mind training by the teaching, something like that, in order to get in the blessing. So these 4 reversal of attitude and attacking the bodhisattva or bodhisattva are very, very important. So if you train by these kind of things, then it doesn't matter they require Wujiaxin or not. You have some ability to receive in the higher Tantra teaching or Mahamudra Dzogchen, so your ability to practicing.
所以我们通常说，这个就是转期释法和4供加持。那从人生暇满难的轮回事苦、因果业力，然后到这个轮回的过患等等这些呢，那都是我们的基础功。那这个基本功、基础功打好的话，一般我们还有说5加行嘛，对不对？5不共加行或4供不共加行，对不对？那其实这边的功夫做好了，这个基础做好了，有时候我们去5加行只是做做样子而已嘛，所有的动作、所有的那种东西。 这样子。所以Rinpoche说，如果你这边的功夫观心做得好的话，修心修得好，菩提心有的话，菩萨道做得好的话，你直接就可以接受灌顶了，那不必经历过那种无价行的辛苦的修持，因为你的心准备好的时候，你就可以领受金刚乘的灌顶，入了这个密教的密道的这个秘密金刚乘的修持，可以的。
There, what teachers require or teachers ask doing something like that, no matter they require Vajrayana or they require other things, but main important is ourselves. As I mentioned, is all in Jigme's principles. Deceive who will protect you, deceive yourself. So, if really we don't do anything preliminary teachings, just attend the teachings and doing the tantras immediately, it's really difficult to find in the result. So the foundation is very important. Even though we build buildings in order to stable, they need to dig deeply earth in order to establish the foundation. So foundation is very important. In the in the ancient, not more than 30 years, 50 years ago, many great masters, Tibetans, great masters, the students allow them to practice in preliminary teaching. This full reversal attitude only for 3 years, more than 3 years practicing this. Then after they given the Dharma teachings. So these are the really important.
所以呢，这种加行法是非常的举足轻重，扮演很重要的这个角色。那偏见经论不说法，如一法也曾经说过，那就是在这边告诉我们说，你死的时候呢，就知道你修行有没有功夫，不要到那个时候才来后悔。就是准备的功夫要做得好。那如果准备功夫没有做得好，基础功没有打好，就接受灌顶啦，这边参加这个法会，这个那个到最后的话，你是在欺骗自己，你知道吗？在自欺欺人了。所以这边是不要再自欺欺人了。要万丈高楼从立起，你要建立这个高楼大厦，你必须要把这个基础给打好了。你基础没有打，你建什么一下子楼就塌下来了，对不对？所以这个基础功是非常非常重要的，是一切福德的泉源，是一切善法的根本，是一些成就的根基。所以先把这个基础打好，再来谈其他的，就是这样。
So then Lord here talk about taking a refuge to the three jewels. And so when we talk about the refuge sometimes people feel refuge to Buddha means Buddha protect us, Buddha removed our sufferings. Buddha is only something like a object of something like that. But main purpose to refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the main purpose is to getting a result, Buddhahood, and the result of Dharma and result of the Sangha. So we just wanted to be like that. It's not means they will protect us, they will bless us, something like that. So the result refuge is ultimate refuge of the three jewels.
现在谈到三宝的珍贵跟它的重要性。那我们说一般说皈依佛或者皈依法、皈依神、皈依佛，比如说皈依佛的话，我们是皈依佛就请佛来救我们啊，佛帮助我们解决一切的问题，不是这样子的。当我们皈依三宝的时候呢，皈依的其实自信三宝，有一天我们也可以跟三宝一样达成跟三宝一样的成就跟果德。有一天我们也会成佛，有一天我们可以说法，有一天我们也是三宝的一份子。所以佛法是我们要得到的那个境界，就是我们现在皈依的三宝。
So, Dendin Dixon, Shempetar Kevin, Dembini, the Janinian Matter, Zimin Kinsin, Nibi Daniel, Rinchin now some Kavs Timber Ruse. The only they have power to lead us from this great terror, so extremely difficult to escape. No one also could ever save us. So we should take these three most precious jewels as our refuge, for they are infallible, wise, compassionate, and powerful.
那么再来就是我们说的这第14个跟分受，那是这样念的：如此不畏极难脱，救者别处不可得，无期之悲利性者，理当皈依三宝的尊。
So the refuge means something like the ordinary means refuge to the circumstances there in order to protect. Maybe we are afraid to the something conditions and go to refuge in order to free from their sufferings or prevent these sufferings. But in order to take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sanghas, as I mentioned before, we wanted to become as a Buddha. We need to practice in Dharma with the Sanghas as like a company with us to go to the enlightened stage.
那这边写呢，如此不为其难脱。那轮回的过患的种种痛苦跟烦恼，我们感到很恐慌，很难摆脱。那么希望三宝来解救我们。但是诸如人界之前所讲的，我们皈依三宝不是要逃避我们的痛苦，而是我们要成就三宝。我们修法，那我们依止善知识，善知识是身归身，然后依止法归依法，就是我们修持的法道。那就是法道依止善知识的话，这样我们就能够成就佛的果位，我们自己就能成就自性三宝。我们皈依的三宝就是我们所要成就的理想的目标。
Then we Then we take a refuge and reciting the refuge prayers like within the Vujashin. Also, we need to recite in this 100,000. But no matter we recite 100,000, just reading by your mind, really sincerely to refuge to this kind of things in order to get in something the Buddhahood. So these are the refuge.
一般说呢，五加行有做这个皈依嘛，做皈依大礼拜，对不对？所以这皈依的大礼拜呢，一般要10万遍。可是呢，数目不是最重要的，你当下这一念清净心，很虔诚的由你内心深处念，很虔诚的念，为了发愿成佛，要成就三宝的果德。我现在皈依身，皈依佛，皈依法，皈依僧，那已经足够了。
So every vows, every disciplines are the background of the three jewels. Without refuge to the three jewels, there is no chance to rise in Bodhisattva, other circumstances. So this is the background.
所以没有三宝的话，就没有佛法其他的功德跟受用。三宝是皈依的基础，三宝是一切戒行、一切功德的基础。所以这一点我们必须要多以了解跟思维。
So, Chivajipatan Adisha, he mentioned that how can we differentiate between the non-Buddhist or Buddhist? The differentiate by the refuge, taking the refuge to the Buddha Dharma Sangha or not?
那安底下尊者告诉我们说，佛法内道跟外道的学说有什么不同呢？佛教跟其他都怎么不一样呢？皈依三宝就是佛法，没有皈依三宝就是外道。
So then after we take the refuge, then we generate our mind.
那皈依之后就要发心了，发菩提心。
So he says, "Chosum dengar ramdin dolisha dirgin thada jampan semnin chon devshil hami tombi jivnya de lami shachim chod keepers. All the three words measures come from the wanting happiness for ourselves, and all the virtues and happiness is a form of mind that wishes others well. So the following examples of teachers of all gods and human beings generate a super mind that is set upon the superset awakening."
那下去发广大的菩提心，那必须有一个跟人诵是这样念的：自欲乐生三界苦，利他心生诸善乐。故学人天大导师，应发无上菩提心。
So every suffering, everything's just wishing for self-interested, so self-ego. That's why we have encountered such a lots of problems. So the ego, self-interested, is more bring the problems within our mind. These problems disturbing our peaceful within our mind.
那这边呢，自欲乐生三界苦。如果你只是自我中心，为了自私自利的话，那你就会获得很多三界种种的苦恼跟烦恼。可是如果你利他，你为了其他众生而生出的发生的话，你反而会获得自己的安乐。
So every happiness, or ultimate happiness, temporary happiness, all the happiness or joy or blessings come from the benefit of others, helping others.
所有的善乐，不管是短暂的、永久的安乐呢，都是因为利他之心而获得的。有利他之心的话，就是获得永久 得短暂的安乐。
So just recently, I read one of articles. He's not a Buddhist, just the foreigners, he American. He wrote, he just first asked, money can buy happiness, and then after he wrote the article, and the answer is yes, money can buy happiness. Then I go to the detail in the articles. Then he says, he asked many people how to buy money happiness. Then people said, if I have money to give in others, help others, then I'll be happy. So this is come from money. That's why this is obviously something reasonable to benefit or help others, then come from happiness.
所以呢，我们就读到一个文章，就是文章题目“金钱，通过金钱可以得到快乐”啊。那我们就看了题目好像是很世俗的一个文章，后来细读之下，然后别人是这样讲，这个作者怎么说呢？美国的作者说，是这样的，金钱怎么样会得到快乐？是如果有钱的话，你有钱，你把这个钱给别人的话，你自己就会得到快乐。
So I don't. Then if I go to more, then not enough time. So it's better to go next. So these are the taken refuge and the taken Buddhista or taken generator mind. So now the third one is practicing Bodhisattva, Vajrasattva.
那么呢，下一个就是我们讲过发心，我们讲皈依，然后发菩提心，然后下一个就是金刚萨埵净罪上的净持业上的修行法门。
Confess. So this also required when you practice preliminary. There's 1,000 Vajrasattvas, 100 slivers.
五加行的这个净罪法门呢，这个金刚萨埵也必须要念满10万遍的一般的念法。
So then verse says, "Rangya rikam khekar adar shalor jubdarji cheryogna zapsar tanzna zgin cherkavi tobji rikar ngarvi kyopar u." When the crystal mirror of your own mind is covered by completely with the thick layers of dust, that is advantageous defilement. It's difficult to reflection perform to clear samadhi to appear. Strive to clear it with the pure cloud of confession of all powerful.
那么第16个根本颂是这样念的：自续佛性如精进，忽然障尘及遮蔽，难现深广等持引，故须势力不取事。
So our mind is just pure. That's the Buddha nature is within our mind. But our mind is covered by dust of the delusions within we have. In order to remove these delusions or the poisons, we taken the full powerful support.
那么呢，我们的心，我们的佛性如来藏，其实就好像水晶一般的晶莹剔透、光明亮丽，但是暂时被所有的课程烦恼。 染污习气所一层一层的蒙蔽住了、蒙盖住了。那我们必须要用这个4种占清净业障的4种能力、4种力的度来把它这个灰尘给抹掉。
So the first power of the sport, that means visualize Vajrasattva in front of you. This is called the sport of object.
然后第一种力量是依止力或者依护力，我们依照一个本尊的力量。 这边是指金刚萨埵，它的加持力来净化我们的业障，这是依止力。
The second power of regret. You should regret whatever you have done, or if you remember this life or not remember, it doesn't matter. Just regret as taking the poisons with your food. If you taking the poison, when you reach in the hospital, the doctor says you are taking something poison. That much, how much you regret. Same, whatever we do in the negative things or committed negative actions, we should regret. This is the second power.
然后第二个力量，第二力呢是忏悔力，也就是今生你所做过的、记得的、不记得的，通过那些坏事、生活所造成恶业呢，你都感到非常的懊恼、后悔，你发怒忏悔，就好像你吃了毒药一样的，不小心吃了毒药，去到医院，你医生就跟你讲这个那个的，你感到非常的后悔，原来我吃了这个毒药，那后悔莫及的心情就是一种忏悔，你已经这种对自己曾做过的错事感到非常的懊恼。 觉得太不应该这样做的，这种懊恼心、忏悔心，就是第二的忏悔力。
So third of the power of resolve, or just which says actually promise or the antidote or something like that. So we regret what we have done, and we just promise we never engage in activities such as that.
然后第二就是防止力或者对治力，也就是我们发愿呢，从今天开始，我们不要再做，一直重复做过去我们所做过的坏事或者身口意方面的恶行，不再做，不再犯，就是这个所谓的防护力或者对治力。
So the fourth power of actions, antidote. So we practice in Vajrasattva and we recite in his mantra in order to antidote of the negative actions. So this is the fourth.
那我们依照金刚萨埵的修持忏悔法门来对治我们过去的罪障和烦恼染污，这就是所谓的对治力。我们依止金刚萨埵的修持来对治，来攻击我们过去所造作的罪孽。 这就是所谓的这个对治力。
These are the four clothes.
所以依止力、忏悔力、防护力跟对治力，这是所谓的四力。
So then this is the actual teachings. So then after we meditate on we practice in Vajrasattva. So here's contemplation meditation and visualization meditation. Sometimes there's two categories of formless meditation and with the form meditations.
然后呢，下来我们来到这个禅修的部分呢，禅修会分为两种，一种是有相禅修，一种是无相的禅修。
So now that something chunina yini imbershi bitawa da mabjur gombi dekha jershini charchu jisons and awamjons all the sight sound awareness deities mantra and dharma and knowing that this is how it has always been its views without losing the right to this taking take with meditation arrows and master the activities of eliminating harm and preventing care.
下来看第17个根本所下面的正本所见闻觉法。 佛身咒慧无二见，不离此见修见转，摄受之父应自在。
So these are the Mahamudra or Tantra teachings. So appearance as a form, or we hearing the sound, everything as taking the path to the sound of the Vajra.
这边就是大手印中的空观见，那大手印的见地就是相，一切的所看的见呢，都是本尊身，一切的声音为本尊音，一切的念头为本尊意，也就是法性。
So these are the ultimately there is like Buddha natures inherently existence all living beings, and everything is like Vajra Sattva. We have to know, and knowing the meanwhile we practice and recite in mantra.
所以佛性一切的万法万物其实是佛性的显现，佛性隐藏在万法万物当中。 所以只有这个鉴定，我们去修这个金刚萨埵的咒语、本尊以及清净观。
So now here's talk about this is the practicing by the general Akila Chakra. Sometimes this is explain about the Dzogchen teaching. Sometimes they explain as a Chakra Tantra. So whatever we put the practice, this is a kind of high practice.
然后现在谈到这个气脉明点的这个修持、脉轮等等这个修持，当然是比较高阶的密乘的这个修法。关于我们身体方面的气脉明点等等这些的观修，这个修持。
So now I just almost given you like oral transmissions.
现在大概是念一遍啊，给微博来讲。
Doctor Jali Kim Chun Kurji Desamer Doctor Sangnina, also Jimmy Lila Wamjurson, Zoram Tiki Timber. Nimman How the broadcast to Tabi Jacker or Jim Kari, Yansang, Nimi Zendram, but that's some stuff than George in Dimber. Conquered by Mapchu Jayana, Ramjang and the Tushik, Yeton Stab, the Ransom Moshina, Salam Chichon, Phantasm. Georgiani, she found the Tandirana after the launch in Zondan Kuriman by Yansa, Yamsham Turkin, Putin Ockerman. Tirket on so Phuntsok no got them loxer gibi nyan son domin ya torsion on the name gar fine the tangen reason give rafi like the and the malin go out and kirji gertem chola wam jo jam da jam jagor joni hyan to da fetch exam am driver majority. So now finish this hard advice from His Holiness, and as I mentioned before, this is we usually call it pity instructions. So in order to achieve enlightenment within the life, there is a 104 pity instructions, means the short teachings can achieve enlightenment. Really we put them practice. So hopefully you do all these preliminary teachings and then Vajra Sadhuvas, then after slowly you can practice exhausting teachings as well. So this is the really great teachings. I gave you oral transmissions. These oral transmissions is this connection, or there's no any brought the lineage from Jigme Phuntsok, no. So you have received in the oral transmission and the teachings as well.
所以各位已经接受了这个中原心之明点的口传跟教授了。那因为时间的关系，无法详细的一一为各位解说。但是我们需要知道说，这个中原心之明点虽然非常的简短，修得好的话，各位可以获得一生的成就；小小的法，大的成就。所以必须要有这样的这种认知跟这种思维这种想法哦。那就是今天不是法王如意法就写下这一部心要见这个中原心之明点呢，就希望各位能够把前面所讲的前期的基础准备功夫、基本功先做好打好。那现在的话，修五加行、金刚萨埵等这些，那现在再要驱入这个大圆满大手印的高阶的长修啊，自然就会水到渠成、事半功倍任意成就。所以这个就是我们今天要分享的第一个，所以各位已经得到了整个口传跟教授，希望能够好好的善加运用呢，去观修，去做实际的经济的用功和学习。
Then I would say thank you so much your attention and listen, and especially very thanks to translator Tsewang, and he really did well, and he translations much better than my teachings, so I really appreciate him. I can't speak Mandarin as well, but I can understand little bit, so he just really talked very nicely, and there's no any misses. Thank you so much everyone. So we have really great wonderful opportunity to share in the Dharma topic, and this is also, there is no we just met, but accidentally met something like auspicious day today, the darkness day, so everyone's rejoice and dedicated for all mothers and beings, and go to the Huishan. Thank you.
那今天是空行母的日子，然后有缘在这相聚引入这个天竺学院法王的这个中原心之明点，是因缘际合，那是不简单的一期一会对不对？所以更多要感谢各位的聆听，那我们也感谢更多的加持跟这个教授，那我们可以通过一个热烈的掌声。
Okay. We do
做回向
啊，长的有啊。Whatever you wish. If everybody's supposed, I think it's too late, so we maybe.
Two or three pages.
Maybe this one have 85 as also.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
This one Louis Bao better.
Yeah, Louis Bao.
粤海经学院先差出。
So I voluntarily to say that this is also Jigme Phuntsok wrote in this Huishan. Dedication is a very short prayer, and it's when he visited in India in 1990 under the Bodhi tree, he just spontaneously wrote in the power of the blessing by the Shakyamuni. So if those who recite in this short prayer, it's really same as a prayer of the king of the aspiration like same. So I would like to give in the oral transmission this one, okay? First I give in to oral transmission, and then we pray this, and then we finish. Yeah, both guys do it.
这一篇颂文是不简单的，乐坛清水，那是看见这个叫做维宝法王呢，去普里迦也一直到印度的时候，突然间就有一个灵感下来，就写了这个乐坛的精髓的这个乐曲乐文，所以现在人不见给各位先做个口传之后就得到加持，在一起共修。
If you have more transmissions, more blessing, this is a Jigme Phuntsok himself gave us.
那人不接说这个是天几位不是保送给我们的礼物，传承是从那里直接来到他身上，然后来到各位的身上，所以非常的重要，加持力非常的这个猛烈。
莫能见这样，也跟着像跟你们去说，张一说的话，一直没个，也让自己的那上都是那个你做的，等我来让就公司做的，等你自己去那里做，那个自己毕竟有做，等你的百姓就是那种感觉的毕竟。到香港，你这个嘛，到我来了，都是的话，那么就不，咱们那边咱就天天基本上就比方就来，也跟人家今天每天讲的话，以前就是说，跟着咱们那边咱们讲讲，咱们那就是说，马上那个这个这个，咱那个这个咱们这个咱们这个。但是那边的都叫咱们那边的，咱们那真的不是这些样的，这样子多了什么了，这种就是那边咱现在的小，这边讲的大讲的，那边那办的话，就说这个咱们那都那这些什么样的。Rasi kanci punso de jide mali jirginya da da mana ma jikka ba da jamanya para kela na isa sun jabra shi jerwe do je dong sha sha dong go jamba de sha sha bi ro na lo de dong me ba de jin de yara ti jin nam ji shin jin ab da so da bun go lo le ki lo so na ma da ji ni de da ma ji ke ko ba o ra chang ji den be sa da da ge wi ti ju la shi lo chi go go ju ama da cha ji bi ti ju go la o so nam le dang ge la ge dong le be ja no dang ge anh cho nên rồi cho trái cho ra và chia cho về cái anh là tự chia đàn bà sa ya sa cho chia yon đàn ra lễ cho cơ họ lại làm cho đừng xong đi chia chia nó về cho căn cơ tự chia da ja ga ya ro ga ma do va ra do je de wa la ma cha ba ya ba la be san ju je je de ju ba cha o de ge dong che la ye wa gan do ya chen bien be de jam ba wa o je je ji so da gan do sa mo mo na le da le cha cho cho ba jam so fa si so ma na de gu ja do ju ju ya de mo sa bia ve so do se ba de cha ye ni cho do ju la chen de le be ve so sa le de ve sen ja na de de bo de se ja do ji om ra dom ra sang ga lo da do yin de no ve sa chen so ba so de me bia da